looking inside you? Well then, give us a call and you could be a guest chef on the show Soup to Nuts. That's right, you could be sharing your gastronomic creations with all of us. So give us a call at 881-1653. Or if that's busy, then give us a call at 881-2189. That's right, you could be a guest chef on Soup to Nuts.
Hi, welcome to Soup to Nuts. My name is Brian Arusi. Today I'm going to be cooking a shrimp marinara sauce using fresh garden tomatoes. First of all, what you want to do is boil the tomato to de-skin it. And to do that, you put a little X in the skin, pop it into boiling water, and let the skin come off. While that's boiling, I'm going to chop some onions to begin the sauce. To start the sauce off, you're going to saute some onion and garlic in a little bit of olive oil in the pan. And once that gets going, we're going to add the fresh tomatoes. Due to time, I used 5, counting this tomato here, I used 5 garden tomatoes. And I already boiled and skinned and chopped 4 of them in here. I know a lot of people probably have gardens, that's why I used fresh garden tomatoes, because I notice a lot of people, when they always have too many overabundance of tomatoes, they end up giving them away. And the thing that you can do is boil them down in the summer, and then you can freeze the sauce and have it for the winter, so it turns out a little better. You don't have to make it in the winter, you already have it made, you just freeze it. You don't need that much onion. You want to chop it pretty much fine though. Again, I'm cooking a dish that I like to cook with that has very low cholesterol, and I use the shrimp because it's one of the better of the shellfish. It's very low in cholesterol and it's very high in protein for you. And using the fresh tomatoes, there really isn't that much in them that's bad for you. As you can see on this tomato here, you can shut it off now, the skin, it only takes about a minute or two. Once the skin starts to bend on it like this. Now you just take a knife, and usually you can let it cool down a little, but you can just peel it. It should come right off. Let that cool for a minute. While I do that, while that cools, this is the shrimp. And you want to obviously peel the shrimp. I use fresh. I don't buy the already boiled because you don't know how long they've been there boiled. I like using the fresh. And you peel it, and there's a little slit in the back to take the piece out, just like a lobster has in its tail. You just put a slit in it and pull it out. I have a half a pound of shrimp that I already de-shelled and cut down the back, ready to go. Okay, I'm going to peel the garlic. Push down till you hear a pop, and then should break right out. So now I just want to chop this fine and add it in with the onion. Because you're going to saute that in the oil first before you add the tomatoes. And just combine that all together and chop it up. Okay, in this pan I have, got some oil in the bottom of the pan. Just enough to coat the bottom, as you can see. You're going to add the onion and the garlic to it to saute it. But you want to be careful with this. You only want to very lightly brown the onions because you don't want to burn the garlic. Because if you burn it, then it won't be any good. So you got to be careful. Stir it around. Keep the heat down. While that's sauteing, I'm going to finish skinning this because it's cooler now. You see the skin peels right off. Now I'm just going to chop this finely, chunk it. And keep stirring this around. Take that off the heat now. And all ready to add the tomatoes to this. And put that back on the heat now. Usually I add some chicken stock to this right about now, but due to time we're just going to add some water. You can add a little bit of water. because the shrimps need something in there that'll, if it's not liquidy, the shrimp won't boil if it's too thick. And at the end, I'm going to add some tomato paste just to thicken it up and add some color to it, about a tablespoon. I also have my water boiling for the pasta. I'm going to add that in now. Okay, as this is, you want to have this on about medium heat, just so it's just moving, so the tomatoes will boil down. Usually they'll break down. And once they break down, you can add the shrimp in, and you only want to let the shrimp get red, and you'll see them turning red once you add them in. It only takes about 2 or 3 minutes. Remember to separate this, or else it will stick together if you don't keep moving it around. See, it's just starting to boil down nice and break down. Okay, while this is cooking, I have to take 1 second to dedicate this dish to my late grandmother. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have learned these dishes. She ended up teaching my father how to do this, and my father's taught me, so it's kind of like a family tradition now, and I'm going to pass that on to my kids when I have them. I know she's up there watching with a big smile on her face today. Okay, right now we're going to take time to flash the recipe up on the screen for you. When I come back, I'm going to show you this dish finished, and also I'm going to have a little dessert that'll take fruit dessert that'll take a couple seconds to make.
Is there a gourmet chef looking inside you? Well then, give us a call and you could be a guest chef on the show Soup to Nuts. That's right, you could be sharing your gastronomic creations with all of us. So give us a call at 881-1653.
Hi, welcome back. Right now I'm going to add the shrimp for you so you can see how it's going to turn. And then I'm going to go to the dessert while that's turning red. The shrimp turns red. You just add your shrimp in, stir it in. You want that sauce just barely like bubbling, not too hot, because they turn red pretty quick. All right, when that's done, we're going to add some tomato paste just to thicken it up and color it up, and then that'll be done. Right now I'm going to go to the quick dessert, and all it is a cantaloupe cut in half, cored out with some strips. This is light ricotta cheese. Add some sugar to it and stir it around. I know it doesn't sound good, but you got to try it. It's really good with the sugar, and it's a different taste. So you just stir the sugar in. And cantaloupe goes best with this because of the sweetness of it. Add a little more sugar in if you want. Get it really sweet. You can use really any fruit with it, but the melons are the best to use with this because of the sweetness and the tartness of the melon. And all you do is pour it into the middle of the other half. And that's dessert. Go back to your shrimp. They're still a little white. They're going to be turning red. You can increase the heat a little on that. As you can see, the sauce, this sauce is a little watery. That's where the tomato paste comes in at the very end. You want to add the paste in to thicken that up and to make it really, it should turn it pretty much red because it's a little orangey now from the fresh garden tomatoes. And the shrimp will curl up a little bit as once they start turning red. But it doesn't take long for shrimp to cook, so you don't have to worry about undercooking it because it takes about not even a minute and a half, and they should be done. And they're almost done now. I'm going to turn that down. I'm going to add that paste in a second. I'm going to strain this. Actually, I'm not going to strain that yet because I don't want to get that starchy while this is going, while this is cooking. Okay, the shrimp is all curled up and red now. Now I'm going to add this tomato paste at the end to thicken this up. It's probably about 1.5 tablespoons, 2 tablespoons. Now you can just turn the heat almost to low and just stir that in. And that'll thicken this whole thing right up. So it will sit on your pasta linguine. And again, when I was cooking that linguine, you don't want to add oil again. This is one dish you don't want to add oil to in your linguine because the sauce won't stick onto it. I forgot to mention that earlier, but you don't want to add oil to that. You just want to add some salt and just keep stirring it around. So as you can see, that sauce thickened right up. Now ready to strain this linguine. And add it right to the bowl. You always want to serve pasta in a platter or a wider bowl because then when you add the sauce, if you add it in a regular bowl, the sauce is going to go right down to the bottom. And you don't want that to happen. Right now I'm going to add a little bit more of this tomato paste first because it's still a little watery. And stir it in so it's going to thicken right up. Okay, now it's ready to be added onto that. Now it's ready to be served. Just got to add the fresh grated Romano cheese. If you or anyone would like to be on Soup to Nuts as a cook, please call the number that you're going to be seeing flashed up. And when we come back, I'm going to show you the final touches with the cheese grated on top, and we're ready to serve.
That's right, you could be sharing your gastronomic creations with all of us. So give us a call at 881-1653. Or if that's busy, then give us a call at 881-2189. That's right, you could be a guest chef on Soup to Nuts.
All right, welcome back. I'm all set now. All I'm going to do is add this freshly grated cheese. You don't want to use that cheese again that's in the container. This time I brought the right cheese to use. And you just want to hand grate it. Over, and then they can add what they want on their plate. So that's my shrimp marinara sauce with the ricotta and sugar cantaloupe dessert. So my name's Brian Arusi. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time on Soup to Nuts.
Hello there. Is there a gourmet chef looking inside you? Well then, give us a call and you could be a guest chef on the show Soup to Nuts. That's right, you could be sharing your gastronomic creations with all of us. So give us a call at 881-1653. Or if that's busy, then give us a call at 881-2189. That's right, you could be a guest chef on Soup to Nuts.
These people are part of a team of trained professionals. They are some of the men and women we depend on to provide life-saving care in the event of an emergency. Doctors and nurses are also part of this team. In hospitals, they help save lives every day. And there's a way you can be part of this team. By donating life-saving blood, you can help numbers of people. And donating blood is easier than you might think. The Metro West Blood Bank Donor Program is celebrating its 10th year of helping the community.
The Blood Donor Program is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. We have grown from a program of drawing maybe 10 or 12 units of blood a week to drawing sometimes over 20 units a day, and that's our big celebration this year. We've gone from having one nurse on staff to having 4 nurses and a full-time donor recruiter on staff. We've been out in the community. We've put on a bloodmobile unit that goes into the companies, and we draw any groups up to 20 or 30 in a company where otherwise they wouldn't have the opportunity to donate blood. So this is our celebration this year, 10th year.
Now, how are you feeling? You feel good? Mm-hmm. You feel any different than you did when you came in?
No, just that I have a needle in my arm.
I mean, you look happy and you seem contented, so.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone was out there watching you right now, they would think that you were not having a bad time, that you're having a pretty decent time.
It doesn't hurt at all.
There really is no reason not to give blood. Some people are fearful that by donating blood, they could contract the deadly virus AIDS. But there's really no chance of getting AIDS just by donating blood.
Population that's afraid of getting AIDS from the needle, and there's not a chance in the world.
But I mean, if you just saw what you did, everything was
If everyone,
individual, sterilized.
then everything comes absolutely, perfectly wrapped, and you can see the needles. I mean, it's all completely wrapped, and then it's another sterile wrap up in there. There's not a chance that that's ever been used before.
Well, it's important to get more of the people. Right now, only about 5% of the population actually donates blood. There are a lot of people out there that are still of the belief that by donating blood you can contract a disease, and that's totally untrue. Everything that we use for blood donors is completely sterile, disposable. They're drawn with a single needle that's disposed of. There's no chance of them getting any diseases. So there are a lot of people out there that just are not donating blood because this is their belief. What we'd like to do is get out to the community, better inform the community, and make them aware that they can very safely donate blood. There's a need every day for blood in the hospitals, not just at a time where there's an accident, a trauma, a disaster. we need blood every day for cancer patients, we need blood every day for our surgical patients, and we need blood every day for accident victims as well. So it's very important that the community gets involved in this.
The blood bank provides over 85% of the blood for the Framingham Union campus and Leonard Morse campus of the Metro West Medical Center. So there's always a need to donate.
What happens to my blood after I donate?
Well, after you donate this blood, we're going to bring it over to the blood bank, and the blood bank types it, and just to make sure and that there's no antibodies and it's the right, properly typed. And then we take the samples. We're going to be drawing 2 little samples from it, and we send that out to have it tested for AIDS and hepatitis. When the AIDS and hepatitis testing comes back, this blood is further marked. You're all finished. Further marked that it's now safe to be given. Then whichever hospital needs it, they have surgeries scheduled, and the doctors will request so many units of blood for a particular patient for surgery, or car accidents, or women in labor that need blood, or whatever. The doctors request the blood. If it's already been tested, it's safe, it's on the shelf, it's ready to be given, it is given at that point. Occasionally, some of the Boston hospitals will have a need. If they have an organ transplant taking place and they need a large amount of a specific type, and we're able to help them out, we will. We'll send them in as much blood as we possibly can. It's divided up into different components also, your blood. Bend your arm up for me. Your blood will be divided up today into red cells, plasma, and platelets. So it's not just one bag of blood that's given to one person. It's actually given to 3 different people. So you're able to help someone who has lost blood, needs it, someone who doesn't need blood, they just need plasma. So you're able to help them, and then you, along with maybe 8 or 9 other donors, will donate platelets today. It's a little bag we have down here with just a few cc's of plasma in it. That'll be given to someone who has chemotherapy going on in their lives, or leukemia, and they need to have platelets given to them. Yep, later today they're going to spin it down. They'll spin, 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 and all the red cells will sink to the bottom. And the plasma will rise to the top, and they have a machine that'll squeeze the plasma out, and it'll collect it in here. Then they spin this down, and all the platelets will rise to the top. And then they put them in here. And there'll just be a few little cc's at the bottom.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, it's everybody benefits from one person donating blood. It's the most remarkable thing. It takes a half an hour of your time. It leaves you feeling essentially the way you felt when you came in the door.
And you get all these free gifts?
You get all kinds of free things.
The only other thing is just to really recommend that the people in the community really try, if they are healthy people, if they are willing to do this. We don't want to force anybody into doing this, but it's not difficult. It's a very easy process, and it's a way that they can help save a life, and it doesn't cost them anything. And we'd really like to see more of the community, all of our community involved in helping us do that.
Hello, I'm Chief Kinder of the Ashland Police Department. We'd like to talk with you about the Child Safe program, which will take place during the month of October and is being sponsored by Ashland Channel 8, Cablevision Industries, and the Ashland Police Department. Child Safe is a project which will provide each and every family with a videotape showing their child. The videotape also contains specific information that can be used in case of an emergency. The child will also be fingerprinted. Parents will be allowed to keep the fingerprint card. We feel this is a very important project. Certainly the loss of a child is one of the most devastating incidents that can ever happen to a parent. Child Safe will take place at the Cablevision Studios at 290 Elliott Street in Ashland. It'll take place on each Saturday during the month of October. If you have any questions, please call the Cablevision Studios at 881-1653. Thank you.
Your child out here unprotected? Never. Neither would you forget his baby shots. Yet nearly a third of our babies' lives are on the line, because even with regular doctor visits, they haven't had all their shots. Ask your doctor. Please don't leave him out there alone. At least 11 shots by 2. How sure are you?